Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy.
What's up, guys? Have you ever wondered how the players from the 2016 Golden State Warriors roster handled their 3-1 series choke against the Cleveland Cavaliers? Well, I know I did, so in this video, we're going to be talking about every player who was on that 2016 roster, and we're going to explain where they went with their careers after that and how they ended up. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video to find out where a few of the key players from this group wound up going later down the line. We're going to be going in alphabetical order, so we'll start off with Leandro Barbosa. Right after the 3-1 collapse in the NBA Finals, Barbosa decided to leave the Golden State Warriors and find somewhere else to play. He signed with the Phoenix Suns, his third stint with them since starting his career. He played there for a year before getting waived and then chose to go to Brazil and play in their basketball league. He played for a couple teams over there, actually becoming the league's leading scorer with over 20 points per game until the season shut down due to COVID-19. He retired sometime in 2020 and is now acting as a player mentor coach for the Warriors. Next up, we have Harrison Barnes. So here's a little tidbit of information for you. During the Cleveland Cavaliers' 3 straight wins in the finals, Harrison Barnes shot just 16% from the floor. After that, he left the team and signed a massive 4-year contract with the Dallas Mavericks. He stayed with them for 3.5 years before getting traded quite literally in the middle of a game while he was on the court. He was sent to the Sacramento Kings, where he still resides to this day as a veteran scorer who bounces around from the starting lineup to the bench pretty often. Moving on, we have Andrew Bogut. After that heartbreaking series, Andrew Bogut also ended up on a different team by the start of the next season. The team traded him over to the Mavericks to join up with Barnes. He stayed there for a year before getting traded again to the Philadelphia 76ers, a team that waived him just 4 days after that. He had some time off before going to the Cleveland Cavaliers for a bit. Unfortunately, though, he broke his leg just 56 seconds into his debut with the team and got waived weeks later. He later returned to the court with the Los Angeles Lakers and left the NBA entirely after once getting waived again. He played in Australia for a bit and did eventually return to the Warriors for one more season before officially retiring from basketball due to constant injury issues. Now we get to Ian Clark. Clark didn't get much of a chance in the league, but he did end up winning an NBA championship. After that crushing loss to the Cavs, he stayed with the team for one more year and won a title in that time. After that, he left the team and signed with the New Orleans Pelicans, staying there for another year afterwards before his contract expired. Once that happened, he decided to take his talents to the Chinese Basketball Association. He signed there in 2019 and is reportedly still playing over there today. Next up, we've got Steph Curry, the man, the legend himself. Well, obviously, unlike all the other players already talked about, Curry hasn't left Golden State ever. He probably never will either, to be honest. The 2 years following the series loss, he won back-to-back championships with Golden State. After that, he carried them into the NBA Finals for the 4th straight year, but they lost to the Toronto Raptors. The season after, he missed a lot of time due to injuries before returning to lead the league in scoring. He's now in prime position to lead Golden State to another NBA Finals if he's able to stay healthy and get his running mate Klay Thompson back up and on the court again. Moving on, we get to Fetus Ezeli. Ezeli left the organization after 2016 and went to sign with the Portland Trail Blazers. He quite literally never played in a single game for them before getting waived months later. It would be the last time he was in the NBA as well. He went down to the G League and played for the Westchester Knicks this past year after 3 years off of basketball. He played a few games and then switched over to the Basketball Africa League to play with the Rivers Hoopers. Unfortunately, he got injured once again and has still yet to play a game for them. Now we get into Draymond Green. His career path after the 2016 season is almost identical to Steph Curry, and for obvious reasons. Draymond never left Golden State. He won those 2 championships and endured another finals loss just like his partner in crime. He was named to an all-star team and has been the vocal leader of the Warriors for quite some time. He's also mentoring the newly drafted James Wiseman to try and help him be a better big man in this league. He and Curry hope to grab one more championship before they wrap up their distinguished careers.
Of everyone on Golden State, open shot, fate of the universe on the line. You better hit it.
Next is Andre Iguodala. All I ever hear is Max Kellerman when this name is spoken out loud. Nevertheless, Andre has moved around a little bit since his 2016 season. He stayed with the team up until the 2019 season, meaning he was there for the 3 ensuing finals appearances. He was traded to the Memphis Grizzlies because he wanted to join a new roster, but he was unhappy with the destination. He chose not to play until he was able to reach a buyout, but the team wanted him to play for them at first. Other teams criticized his unwillingness to play and thought it was disrespectful, so much so that morale was starting to deplete in the locker room, so they had to get rid of him, trading him over to the Miami Heat. He made another NBA Finals appearance in Miami and lost in the NBA bubble, but he has now returned to the Warriors to try and get that organization back on top again. Another player who was on this roster was Shaun Livingston. After 2016, Livingston wanted to ride out the rest of his career with Golden State. He continued to re-sign with the organization after multiple contracts expired, and not for very much money at that. He played all the way until 2019, until one year when he wasn't signed and he hit the free agent market. That's when he made the announcement that he was stepping away from the game. However, you can still find Livingston on the coaching staff for the Warriors as the Director of Player Affairs and Engagement. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video to find out where a few of the big-name players on this roster ended up going a couple years after. Kevon Looney is next up on the list. Looney was supposed to be cut from the roster at the end of the 2017 season due to being out of shape at one point and generally not having a brighter future than some of the other youngsters who were already on the team. He was the 6th center on the roster at the time, but Steve Kerr believed that he was their best switching defender, and in an age where they like to play small ball, he was the perfect fit. With extended minutes after that, he has proven incredibly viable for the Warriors. He's re-signed with the team a few times already and is currently the backup to the newly drafted center James Wiseman. Moving forward, we get to James Michael Mcadoo. Unlike the last couple of players we just talked about, Mcadoo bounced around after 2016. He spent one more year with the Warriors and won a championship, but was off the team the next year. He had a 2-way contract with the Philadelphia 76ers at one point, then flipped around between their roster and the Delaware 87ers. He was traded to the Agua Caliente Clippers in the G League for the ensuing season before leaving the country and playing in Europe. He played for a few teams there before dipping out and heading to Japan to play in their professional league. He still resides in Japan to this day, but it's not clear if he's still on an active roster. Next, we have Brandon Rush. Rush left right after their finals loss, signing with the Minnesota Timberwolves, getting waived, then signing with the Milwaukee Bucks before getting waived a second time in the same year. The Trailblazers gave him an opportunity but didn't extend the 10-day contract that they gave him. Nowadays, he's playing in the Greek Basketball League and just re-signed with the team there for the upcoming 2021 season. Marreese Speights is another player who was on this 2016 team, and I've heard that Speights used to be a fan favorite at one point before leaving the Warriors. He left after 2016 and joined the Los Angeles Clippers. He opted out of his contract there at the end of the season and joined the Orlando Magic for a year. He had some strong showings, but ultimately left the NBA to join the Chinese Basketball Association. He's apparently still signed to a team there and is still playing with them to this day. Now we get to Jason Thompson. Thompson also left after 2016, a theme that's been following this entire video. Jason signed with the Toronto Raptors the next year, but left after the season ended to join the Chinese Basketball Association for a year. He flipped over in 2018 to join the Turkish club Fenerbahce from there, and after another year he went back to the CBA. Unsurprisingly, his bouncing around didn't stop there. He left again to join the Liga ACB and then went back to the CBA for a while, and that's where he still currently resides as a member of either the Shanghai Sharks or the Guangdong Southern Tigers. He was signed by both teams this past year. And now we've made it on to Klay Thompson. Pretty easy to understand the story for Klay. He hasn't left the Warriors, much like Curry and Green. He stuck around and won those 2 championships, but then got hurt in that 4th NBA Finals appearance in a row. It was an injury that held him out an entire season, and when he finally worked his way back, he tore a major ligament in his other knee and has missed another year. Now, he's supposed to be coming back towards the end of this upcoming season, and we hope he can pick up right where he left off. Lastly, we have Anderson Varejao. Varejao actually turned down receiving a championship ring in the 2016 season because he used to play for the Cavaliers before getting waived mid-season. Of course, he declined the ring because he played for the other team, but the next season he stuck with Golden State and won a true championship ring. After that, he left and signed with Flamingo for a year and a half. After that, he returned to Cleveland to sign a 10-day deal and another one on top of that. He's still hanging around, but all signs point to him announcing his retirement soon. It looks like he just wants to end his career with the Cavaliers. And with that, we've come to the end of this video about the 2016 Golden State Warriors roster. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content just like it. Also, remember to hit that bell icon so that you never miss out on another one of our videos. We're really planning some exciting stuff in the future, and we don't want you to miss out on it.